All right, good morning, everybody. It is time to get into your forecast. Now, again, winter storm watches are in effect for all of East Texas at this point. That starts again 6 a.m. Friday, goes all the way until noon on Sunday. As this system continues to move closer, we have this wave out to the west that will be responsible for bringing us the wintry precipitation alongside the Arctic air mass that's pushing all the way further to the south. And once that collides with that air mass, we are going to see a mixture of freezing rain, sleet, possibly a little bit of snow in there as well. I'll show you the latest in just a second. But here is that Arctic air mass tracking through the area as we move into this weekend. And again, the edge of that air mass will be far south of Houston. And again, depending on the positioning and the speed, which seems to be a little bit slower, it's trending a little bit slower. So therefore, we are expecting a little bit more in the way of freezing rain and rain rather than sleet in freezing rain. Now, it doesn't mean that sleet won't be mixing in, but I think for a majority of this system, we'll continue to see freezing rain, and the biggest threat is going to be ice, and potentially a little bit of snow could fall along the backside of the system, mainly along and north of I-20 as it continues to move to the south, that Arctic air mass that is. Now for today, future skycast shaping up like this. Temperatures in the upper 50s, few peaks of sunshine in there, but otherwise pretty cloudy conditions, kind of a gloomy day expected for today. We'll drop down into the 40s for the overnight lows into Friday morning. And then for Friday afternoon and evening, temperatures will make another run for the upper 40s to low 50s. And this was when that system is going to be moving in. Starting out is rain as the temperatures remain above freezing. Then a shallow layer of cold air right at the surface will keep our temperatures right around freezing, if not just a little bit below that. And because of the depth of that cold layer and the depth of that warm layer above it, we're going to see a lot more freezing rain rather than sleet. Now, again, we will have a little bit of that mixing in towards maybe the end of this system. That's going to be around Sunday morning. But I think, again, a lot of this is going to be freezing rain, which is going to lead to the significant development of ice. So here is an overall timeline here. So rain develops on Friday. Temperatures drop as that cold air mass continues to move further to the south. By Saturday, temperatures drop below freezing. Heavy freezing rain with a little bit of sleet mixing in. Again, freezing rain I think is going to be number one here, especially with the speed of this cold air mass. And then we go into Saturday night. Freezing rain and sleet will continue. Temperatures will fall into the teens at this point. And then by Sunday, we're going to be so deep within the air mass that we're going to have a little bit of a mix of sleet and potentially a little bit of snow as well. So that is what's going to be the case as we head into Sunday. Forecast ice outlook. Now this is just one model, but we are looking at the potential for maybe around a half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of ice. That's going to be mainly along and north of I-20. The rest of us still can expect maybe about 1/4 of an inch of ice, but as it continues to move in its speed, which is going to be kind of slow, I think a lot of what we're going to be seeing along and south of I-20 is mainly going to be rain and not as much freezing rain. We're going to see a little bit more freezing rain as we head further to the north, further into that air mass, but it doesn't omit maybe some of our deep East Texas counties from seeing freezing rain whatsoever. Now, as we take a look at ice accumulations and their impacts, only 0.1 inches of ice can really just make a little bit of a glaze here in slick bridges, isolated power outages. You get to about 1/4 of an inch, numerous power outages, tree limbs sagging, dangerous travel on roads by the time you get to 1/2 an inch or greater with long-term power outages. So again, recapping, Friday evening into Monday morning is when we do have that weather impact alert. Ice storm, Arctic cold. Definitely going to need to drive very, very carefully. Don't drive if you don't have to, and definitely download that CBS 19 Plus app on your smart TV. So that weather impact alert goes until Monday. As temperatures continue to be below freezing, we'll keep you updated as we go through the week.